Looking for stocks that could provide huge returns in 2022 and beyond? This video will briefly break down my top Canadian pick for a stock that could increase by 100% this year. I'll be doing another video on my top US stock that could double, hopefully soon after this video as well. So I made this exact video last year and boy was I off. I was wrong. Well, kinda. I stated in the video that these will only work if the pandy ends and if we start to open up the economy again. That started to happen in the middle of 2021, but now we've regressed and I feel like we might even be in the worst position. Last year, I chose Air Canada and Suncor. Suncor increased by 50%, which is not bad, but still nowhere near the 100% that I wanted. Air Canada went up exactly 0%. $0. I'm pretty upset. I had no idea we'd still be in the same scenario. Last year, I had 1,000 Air Canada shares at $17. It went up to 31, but I had already sold at $30. I thought it was overpriced. It went up too quickly, so I thought it would come back down. So I sold and rebought at $25 a share. Now it's at $21 again. So I'm sitting at a huge loss, but I'm hopeful, which brings me to my choice for 2022. My current choice for top Canadian stock that would double in 2022 is Air Canada. It sounds stupid, I get it, but bear with me. I said it would double last year, I was wrong, but I'm doubling down. I have 2,000 Air Canada shares and I'm not selling until it's back in the 40s. I can almost guarantee Air Canada would get back to its previous levels. The problem is when. I still need the economy to go up, I need these waves to calm down, and I need these restrictions to be removed. Only then will we see more consumer confidence in the stock. Only then can the stock hit the 40s. Let me break down some reasons why I think it'll come back, and let's look at its financials. I'll try to keep it basic for the beginner investors that are just tuning in. Looking at the September 30th, 2021 results, because the December 31st full year results aren't in yet, revenues are $2.1 billion, which is almost 3 times last year's number of $0.7 billion. Even though they had $2 billion in revenues, they still had an operating loss. But the loss is just $67 million in 2021 compared to $554 million the same time last year. So we're seeing progress. You don't want to see an operating loss, but that's hard to avoid in this situation. At least we're seeing the numbers move in the right direction. And lastly, unrestricted liquidity. That means cash or credit facilities or lines of credit of $14.4 billion. If Air Canada is in a bind, if we stay locked down, how much cash do they have access to? How long can they survive? While I can't estimate how much they'll burn through if they don't have any flights, having a nest egg of $14 billion gives me confidence they can survive and they can operate their business with relative ease. This $14 billion is actually an increase of $6.2 billion from last year. Management has been working on getting new financing to make sure they have enough cash to continue operations and fund new aircraft purchases. One item that bothers me, and it's pretty worrying, is Air Canada is hiding the negative stats. If you watch any of my previous stock reviews, I like cash flow metrics. I like to see if a business can generate cash. Income is different from cash, mainly since those numbers can be manipulated with all the different accounting rules and interpretations. Cash flow, in my mind, is not as easy to manipulate. If you can't generate cash, you can't survive in the long run. End of story. So I was looking for the free cash flow metric here. Free cash flow is an indicator of financial strength and a performance indicator of the business, but it wasn't there. When I take a look at the Q1 2020 results, look, they have free cash flow. Notice how it's negative? It's a bad sign, but it's expected. There's also return on invested capital. We notice it decreasing here. Then we look at Q2 2020, so a year ago, return on invested capital disappeared, obviously because it decreased again, but free cash flow is there. However, it's gotten even worse in Q2, again, to be expected, but I'm glad they showed it. We jumped to Q3 2021, return on invested capital still gone, and now the free cash flow metric disappeared as well. I know it'll be a bad measure or a bad look on the company, but they're hiding it on purpose. It's just deceiving. It makes me wonder, what else are they hiding in the fine print? Thankfully, this number is in their MD&A, this 40-page document. Do a quick search of free cash flow and you'll notice they actually did well in the quarter, but very poorly in the year, so I understand why they hid it or removed it. Reading this, from July 1st to September 30th, they were able to generate $120 million from just running their airline business. However, from Jan 1 to September 30th, they've burned through $2.7 billion. Reading through their explanations, Q3 improved due to strong advanced ticket sales and a significant increase in passengers carried. However, 2021 is down overall due to 1.2 billion of ticket refunds and obviously a reduction in passengers carried in the first half of the year. Looking at the financial statement, I'm finding it hard to convince everyone that Air Canada is doing well or is trending in the right direction, other than saying, hey, trust me, bro. I mean, the numbers aren't that great, but it's slightly getting better. Revenues are up 277%, expenses are up 60%, so the operations are still at a loss, albeit a smaller loss. I should warn everyone, this is a risky investment. It's not for the faint of heart. I do think that this company will come back. I do think the stock will come back. When it does, it will go up like 5% a day or 10% a week. When it does come back, when the large hedge funds or institutions start buying in, it'll be easy to miss the boat. It'll go up quickly once the consumer or the market confidence is back with Air Canada and airlines in general. That's it for this video. I'm planning on making the same video for US stocks. I'm looking for one that's not common, out of the ordinary, maybe something you haven't heard of before. It's too lazy and easy to say Apple, Tesla, or Amazon. I want something else. Hopefully I can find a gem. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Tune into the next one. I haven't said this in a while, but please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.